Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever gotten stuck on one of those little English grammar rules and just thought, ugh, why is this so confusing? Well, you are definitely not alone. In this quick guide, we're going to tackle 4 of the most common grammar traps so you can get on with speaking and writing with a lot more confidence.
So let's start with the classic, a question I'm pretty sure we've all asked ourselves. You get to a new place, you take out your phone to message your friend, and then you freeze. Is it I'm at the hotel or I'm in the hotel? That little moment of panic is exactly what we're here to solve today. All right, let's dive right in. The first major hurdle for a lot of people is prepositions of place, in, on, and at. But I've got a secret for you. The trick is to just think of it like a funnel. You start big and general, and you get more and more specific. Yeah, this slide here really shows you what I mean by that funnel idea. You can see how we start wide with in, then we narrow it down with on, and finally we pinpoint the exact spot with at. Let's break down each one. Okay, first up, in. This is for the really big areas, the wide opening of our funnel. We're talking about countries, continents, cities, even whole neighborhoods. If you're inside the borders of a big old space, you're going to use in. So I live in London, or we're grabbing lunch in Chinatown. Makes sense, right? So now let's move one level down the funnel. We use on when we're talking about surfaces or lines. And the best way to think about this is a street on a map. It's just a line, isn't it? So you live on a street. My office is on Market Street. It's way more specific than a whole city, but it's not quite an exact point yet.
And that brings us to the very tip of our funnel, at. This is for the super precise, exact points. We're talking a specific address with a house number or a particular spot like at the front door or at the bus stop. So she lives at 13 Green Street. See? Big to small. In, on, at.
Great. Locations? Check. Now let's move on to another classic mix-up. 2 versus 4. Now this one isn't about where you are. It's all about why you're doing something. It's all about the purpose.
So here's the main difference, and it's actually pretty simple when you see it laid out. We usually use to when we're talking about direction, like I'm going to Germany, or when our reason is a verb. I came here to see you. On the other hand, for is usually about a benefit or a purpose that's a noun. I travel for work, or this gift is for you.
Okay, let's talk about the one I know a lot of people dread, articles. A, an, and the. It can feel like you're just guessing half the time, right? But what if I told you that for most cases, all you really need is one simple rule? Let's call it the first mention rule.
Here's how it works. It's a 2-step dance. When you mention something for the very first time, it's totally new to the person you're talking to. So you introduce it with a, like I bought a book yesterday. Simple. But now we both know exactly which book we're talking about. So from now on, every time you mention it, you use the. The book is on my desk. See? From general to specific, just like our location funnel.
And of course, a super quick tip on this one. If the word you're introducing starts with a vowel sound, A, E, I, O, U, you just use an instead of a. It just helps the words flow together more smoothly. So it's not apple, it's an apple. Easy peasy.
All right, on to our final topic, and it's a big one. Verb tenses. We're going to look specifically at the difference between the past simple and the present perfect. And the absolute best way to think about this is to ask yourself a question. Are you telling a story about the past, or are you talking about a result in the present?
Here's the whole thing in a nutshell. Past simple is for a finished story. It happened at a specific time, and it's over. I ate pizza yesterday. The action is done, filed away. But present perfect is all about connecting a past action to right now. The exact time isn't important. If you say, I have eaten, what you're really saying, the result, is that you aren't hungry now. See that connection?
And hey, if you want a little cheat sheet, look for these marker words. If you see words that lock an action into a finished time in the past, like yesterday, last week, or in 1994, that is a massive clue that you need to use the past simple.
And on the flip side, here are the marker words for the present perfect. Think about it. Words like ever, never, already, since. None of them point to one single finished moment in time. They all connect past experiences to what's happening now, which is the whole job of the present perfect tense. So, we've gone through prepositions, purpose, articles, and tenses. What's the one thread that connects all of these different rules? Well, it's probably the most important takeaway of all.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Grammar isn't just about being right or wrong for a test. Choosing at instead of in or ate instead of have eaten, it literally changes the entire context and meaning of what you're trying to say. These tiny words have some serious power.
So now the ball is in your court. Time to play with that power a little bit. Thinking about everything we just covered. Location, purpose, articles, tenses. What's one sentence you could build that uses these tools? Seriously, give it a shot. It is absolutely the best way to make these rules stick. Thanks so much for joining me for this one.